All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Imbriano, the Fullerton Informer. I want to show you something. What you're looking at right here, this anomaly is looking due west over Fullerton, California. This is over used Raytheon. And look at the anomaly in the sky here, folks. We just had a cold front come through here. As you can see, there's a lot of subtropical moisture. And we got quite a bit of rain, but I want you to look at this anomaly right over used Raytheon. We're looking due west. And look at this anomaly. Once again, I've encountered this before, but you can see the moisture. And I want you to look at this massive chemtrail anomaly over used Raytheon in Fullerton, California. If you look to the north, we don't see any of that. And we look to the south, we don't see any of that. But when we look right over the used facility, and we know that there's a massive antenna farm on that property, you can see this very bizarre weather anomaly right over used Raytheon, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is over Fullerton used Raytheon facility. And we know that Raytheon is heavily involved in weather warfare, in electromagnetic warfare. And what you're looking at here, folks, is right over their facility. Look at this anomaly. Look at this anomaly, folks, right there. That's directly over used Raytheon in West Fullerton. If we pan to the north, you see no such anomaly. We pan to the northwest, you see no such anomaly. You pan due north, you'll see some chemtrails against the blue sky. We pan back over. Right there is used Raytheon once again, folks. Look at this massive weather anomaly over the headquarters of used Raytheon. There's all kinds of electromagnetic emissions coming out of that place, interacting with this weather, folks. We're going to pan to the southwest, and you can see no such anomaly. There's the sun. We're going to pan due south, right over College Plaza in Fullerton, and once again, right over used Raytheon. This is so obvious, folks. What are these people involved in? You can clearly see the puffy popcorn-like clouds that normally would rise and continue to drop moisture, but then we always see these bizarre anomalies right around used Raytheon to the west in Fullerton. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That is right over Raytheon in West Fullerton, California. Okay, today's January 12, 2019, folks. We had some rain last night, rain this morning, a little bit of rain on and off today, and there we have used Raytheon, folks, right underneath this weird plume, this weird formation, folks. Very, very strange anomaly. I'm going to zoom in on this. Once again, you're looking at a weather anomaly right over used Raytheon in Fullerton, folks. This is a defense contractor that is involved in microwave weaponry, microwave communications, millimeter wave weaponry, millimeter wave communications, and weather modification. Doppler, NEXRAD radar, you name it, they're involved in it, folks. And what you're looking at, obviously, is some sort of activity going on at their facility in Fullerton, California. This camera's not the greatest, it's my cell phone, but I want you to pay close attention to this anomaly. As we trail to the southeast, you can see that it dissipates, but as soon as we get right over their facility, you can see this anomaly. I've pointed this out before in recent prior videos. Used Raytheon in Fullerton has a history of having these bizarre anomalies right over it, folks, and we're looking right at an anomaly right over used Raytheon in Fullerton, California, folks. This weather is being modified. Our climate is being geoengineered. It is being controlled by the dispersion of metallic nanocompounds, piezoelectric compounds, calcite, and other type of compounds in the atmosphere. The other day I was running an all-star soccer practice from Pacific Drive Elementary into the southeast. I saw the sky light up blue. I have no idea what that was all about. It wasn't a transformer. The power didn't go out. But once again, look at this, folks. Global warming, carbon dioxide emissions are not causing our weather changes, folks. Weather modification is being caused by spraying metallic nanocompounds into the upper atmosphere and hitting these with phase array radar, NEXRAD, Doppler installations, and even the cellular infrastructure, folks. That's how climate change is being accomplished, to convince you that we need to socially engineer us back onto the slave plantation, get us out of our cars and into the kill grids. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just giving you some evidence right here that the players in this game, perhaps you're getting a pension from these people. You cannot continue to allow the lies to pervade our society as they get us out of our cars and they take away our rights to have water, to burn wood, to cook food. They're going to start regulating every aspect of our lives under the guise of climate change and combating the fossil fuel that they refer to these combustion compounds like petroleum. They're not fossil fuels at all, folks. They're actually generated by the earth on an ongoing basis, deep inside the earth. These are renewable energies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're looking at this anomaly from the north. This is about 20 minutes after I've shot the footage, and this anomaly is still right over used Raytheon. So I just want you to see that this is now becoming more pronounced and consistent, whereas the rest of the sky is totally clear of these metallic nanocompounds. But as you can see, they're being held in direct proximity right over used Raytheon in Fullerton. As you can see, it's a very strange anomaly, and it's a very pronounced and large anomaly. I'm gonna walk a little bit over here to get a better vantage point on it. But once again, as you can see to the south, there is none of this electromagnetic interaction with metallic nanocompounds, but they're being held right over the used Raytheon facility. As you can see the end of it there, pan to the north, but right over used Raytheon, you can see this anomaly, folks. Very pronounced, very interesting. And as soon as you go to the south of used Raytheon, you can see that the popcorn clouds are backdrop against just pure atmosphere. But right above used Raytheon, this metallic nanocompound anvil formation is remaining in place, and we're going on 25 minutes from when I shot this last video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now we are about an hour and 10 minutes after the initial footage. I am now at the Vista Park in Fullerton, California on State College in Baston Cherry, and we're looking southwest here, right over used Raytheon, folks, and look what this anomaly has expanded into. That's right. That is right over used Raytheon in Fullerton, California. I want to pan to the south. I want to pan to the southeast. I want to pan to the east, to the northeast, and to the north. And I want you to notice the sky. You can see a very large chemtrail there, but look at the sky directly above me. This is moisture. It should be raining some more right now, folks. Okay? This kind of cloud formation is conducive to precipitation. When you see those puffy popcorn ridges like that, backdrop against the blue with a gray underbelly, they're ready to drop some moisture, okay? A little bit of aerosol operations going on here, but look at this massive anomaly right over used Raytheon. This has been going for several hours, ladies and gentlemen, and it's staying put. It's not moving. As a matter of fact, it looks like there's some sort of magnetic force holding these metallic nanoparticles in place right over this facility. Unfortunately, the trees are blocking the vantage point, but this is one of the best vistas in all of Fullerton. Due west, folks. That's something ready to drop some moisture right there. You see that? When you have that gray next to that puffy white, that's rain ready to happen. Okay, we should be getting some rain right now. What I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen, is something very strange is going on electromagnetically involving used Raytheon's facility in Fullerton. This is not the first time that I have exposed this phenomenon. This aerospace company is involved in weather warfare, weather witchcraft, and it is accomplished through microwaves being emitted from their infrastructure. As you can see, away from this anomaly, it's just a blue sky, puffy popcorn clouds, totally normal. This is what you get in the aftermath of a system that moves through Southern California. These are normal puffy clouds. That's totally normal what you see, folks. I know the color isn't that great on this phone, the camera's not that great, but you can see this anomaly over used aircraft, used Raytheon in Fullerton is remaining in place. And as you can see, it's starting to interact with this other component of aerosols that have been sprayed up here. I want you to pay close attention to this bizarre formation here. Okay, this is not natural, folks. That's water vapor here to the right, okay? That's water vapor That is not water vapor, folks. That is definitely not water vapor. And I'm going to zoom in on something right here. I don't know if you can see this. You can see the tire tracks in that. It's not the best of cameras. But as you can see in the center of the screen, those are the telltale tire tracks. That's electromagnetic interaction with these metallic nanocompounds, folks. It's a small track. It's a small trace of it there, but you can see the imprint. Okay. This is a very large anomaly of metallic nanocompounds that is starting to, wrap itself around the moisture band here. And this is how they modify the weather, folks. This is how they break up the cold fronts. You know, it should be raining on me right now, folks. Underneath this gray cloud, it should be dropping moisture right now on the lens of this phone. We're directly underneath this. That right there is telltale precipitation in the making. It's not raining. As you can see, there's a big line that was sprayed above that. As you can see here, the puffy clouds are losing their popcorn definition because it's becoming. They've put a ceiling over these clouds. You can see it above it, and as a result, the convection's blocked, and instead of having the really defined popcorn-like look, it's starting to fizzle out. Unlike over there, now you can also see how things are kind of stacking up electromagnetically here to the east a little bit, and that's over Saddleback. There's a phased array radar installation back there inside Camp Pendleton. That's Camp Pendleton to the east there, and to the southeast, that's the Cleveland National Forest. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So it's a very interesting vantage point we have here, but once again, I want to bring your attention to use Raytheon right there, folks, and this anomaly right above use Raytheon. And you can see quite a hodgepodge, folks. The weather is controlled, folks. It is not being dictated by carbon dioxide emissions. It is not being dictated by automobile emissions. As a matter of fact, when I was a child, folks, when you came up to this part of Fullerton and Bray, you couldn't breathe. You'd be in second stage smog alerts, your lungs would hurt, and you could see from here all the way to the Cleveland National Forest. You could see all the way to downtown LA today. You could see the Brea Linda oil fields up here. And if I was on top of this mountain that's blocked by the Summit House here, you'd be able to see the south and the north end of Catalina and the Isthmus. Right here, that's perfectly normal looking stuff right there, folks. Those are virgin clouds. A little bit of interaction there. You see the puffy white, and then you see how it's being kind of blurred out by that other weird stuff. See that puffy white emerging from the top, that popcorn-like formation? That is totally normal, but that group of popcorn clouds has been adulterated. You could see some of the interference with that as well. And as we pan off over here, you can totally see this feathery white bizarre sunblock. And over here, you can totally see metallic dispersal. You can see that dusty looking, feathery looking anomaly there. We're looking right over Hughes Raytheon in Fullerton, folks. We're in the corner of Bass and Cherry State College in Fullerton. Okay, that's enough. I just want you to know that CO2 emissions are not the culprit with the weather that's changing, folks. The weather is under direct control of the government and non-governmental organizations and multinational corporations, and it is being controlled and maneuvered by metallic nanocompound dispersal at high altitudes that's being hit with phased array radar, Doppler radar, NEXRAD radar, and directed energy weapons, and even the cellular infrastructure from the ground, folks. They're controlling the weather, and they want to control you by controlling the weather and trying to blame all of the strange anomalies in the weather on the weather getting out of control because of greenhouse gas emissions, which is an absolute bunch of baloney, folks. Carbon dioxide is plant food. The more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere you have, the quicker and the faster and the stronger the trees grow, ladies and gentlemen. We live in a closed system, and it's self-regulating. You don't have to worry about carbon levels, folks. It's a lie. The reason we have atmospheric phenomenon that result in bizarre weather formations and weather patterns is because we have this type of atmospheric phenomenon that is indeed man-made. We're looking at electromagnetic interference with the atmosphere after it's been laced up with metal, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so what we're looking at here is a direct shot of used Raytheon 3 hours after I took that original footage. And as you can see, a rather sizable squall. a massive downpour that looks to be over about Buena Park. You can hear some thunder right now. You can see the chemtrails that are still up there. You can hear the thunder. You can see the you can see that what has gone on is the electromagnetic interactions have let up. And this is what happens. This is about 3 to 3.5 hours after I first began the video. By the way, that right there, if you can take a look at that, that's a pretty sizable downpour that's starting to expand. This is the area to the southwest of WIKIJOE Raytheon. You can hear the thunder in the background, a little bit of it. But there's a lot of chemtrail interaction up here. We're off to the east here. You can see the popcorn clouds over there. Those are really, really well defined. That should definitely be generating moisture. Over there is Camp Pendleton. But what you could see here is a pretty good sized downpour. This was a significant squall that was in development, and because of the electromagnetic interaction from the WIKIJOE Raytheon plant, a lot of the energy was sucked out of this. However, you could still see that a good portion of the energy is remaining and precipitation is falling. But what I'm getting at with this video is this whole area should have been raining. The whole area. Not just this area from, say, Anaheim over to Buena Park south of the 91 freeway. I'm talking about this whole part of North Orange County should be getting drenched. But, you know, there's a lot of interference up here, folks. This right here is the remnant of the electromagnetic interaction and the nanometallic particles that were sprayed and held at bay and energizing this plume over WIKIJOE Raytheon in Fullerton, California. You can see it here. It's still kind of fanning out, moving to the northeast. And you can see rain directly to the southwest. Be pretty good sized squall there. It's coming down pretty hard. That's probably around Knott's Berry Farm, what you could see there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just want to give you kind of a recap of this weather system. It's been an interesting. You can hear the thunder rumbling. That was a very big squall that the WIKIJOE Raytheon plant was messing with, okay? And it had the potential to drop probably at least another inch of rain on this area. But, you know, we tracked its progression, and we showed you what they were doing with it. And as the sun is setting to the southwest, you can see, and even the rainfall that's falling there is trace at best. I mean, it should be really coming down really hard, but it's not, and it's isolated. You know, you can see the squall lines are defined. Point is, folks, this is how they control the weather. This is how they modify the weather. You can hear the energy. You can hear the thunder off in the distance. But they sure messed with it. Big time. Big time, folks. All this stuff right here, those are metallic aerosols. You could see them mixed in with the moisture fields, taking the energy right out of it as they block the convection, as they heat up this atmosphere, folks. That's exactly what's going on. And, you know, this is why we don't get the rain we need, and why they tell us we got to get out of our cars, when in fact the CO2 is doing nothing but making these wonderful trees grow even bigger and taller and stronger, just like God created them to do. This is Joe Imbriano, the Fullerton Informer, coming to you live from the skies of Fullerton, California, folks, under a combination of chemtrail, geoengineering, and electromagnetic assault with nature trying to fight back. God bless all of you.